Now our Q3 we have here is pretty loaded, and as you can see on the front end, it really takes a lot of styling cues from its larger brother, the Q5. As you can see right here, here's the Q5 and here's the Q3. But I love the styling of the vehicle, and I particularly like these 18-inch arm design wheels, which finish off the overall look of the SUV. And of course you have typical Audi styling elements, including that large prominent front grille as well. Now here's the key fob design for the Q3, and you do have your lock to release your tailgate, your unlock, and then your panic button on the side right here, and it is a switchblade key as well. But it's typical Audi stuff here. Now it is a Cortina white exterior with smart key access on all four doors. With a black leatherette interior. Your power driver's seat controls, four-way power lumbar, and your power recline function as well. Now stepping on into the interior of the Q3, as you can see, it has a pretty stylish design, very premium and high quality design here. And you do have push button ignition. Just put your foot on the brake and hit the button to start. Full leather wrapped steering wheel. You have a 6-speed Tiptronic automatic transmission with manual shiftability. No rear view camera. I'm actually very surprised about that. But no paddle shifters either. Let's go ahead and turn on the lights and the hazards as well. All windows are fully automatic in the Q3, of course. And let's go ahead and pop up the hood and check out the engine bay. Heated exterior mirrors with full LED turn signal indicators. My xenon headlights with LED daytime ring lights and halogen fogs as well. You also do have Audi's Quattro all-wheel drive system. Now under the hood you will find a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo powertrain producing 200 horses with 207 pound-feet of torque, with EPA numbers being 20 in the city and 28 on the highway. The powertrain is also pretty smooth too, providing adequate acceleration at the times you need it. Fuel economy numbers can be a little bit better though. This powertrain is pretty class competitive, and mated with the 6-speed automatic transmission, it makes for a pretty responsive pair. Now pricing of the Q3 starts at the Premium Plus model, which starts at $32,500. Then you can get the Quattro all-wheel drive system, which is going to bump it up to $2,100, so you're at $34,600 for the Premium Plus with the Quattro all-wheel drive system. And then you have the Prestige model, which starts at $36,400, and then if you want all-wheel drive on that model, that costs $38,500. Now competitors in this class, it's a pretty growing segment. You have the BMW X3. Now this class of the small luxury compact crossover SUV segment is a very growing, hot competitive segment, but competitors range from the BMW X1, the all-new Lexus NX, as well as the Mercedes-Benz GLA. Coming to the rear, you have more traditional Audi styling cues, full LED tail lamps with LED turn signals. Reminds me of a little bit of the Q5, but it is a little more curvaceous when it comes to the rear. Here goes the Q5 right here, just to show a little comparison. Now EPA numbers are at 20 in the city, 28 on the highway like I said. Total vehicle price for this particular Q3 is $35,525. I'm actually very impressed. It's actually not that bad. Power windows, power mirrors of course, and your power door locks are located right here. Of course everything is very high quality, very soft touch armrest, and on the mid door panel and on the upper door panel as well. And let's go ahead and see what kind of engine note she makes. Very nice. As far as build and materials go inside of this vehicle, of course, it's superb when it comes to build quality. It's an Audi, of course. However, when it comes to the materials, there is a little bit of cost cutting here. And the graining of the plastics are good, but it's just that not all of them are very soft to the touch. But the dashboard is soft to the touch, as well as the armrest. And right here as well, which are the most important places. And on the upper door panel too, which is a very important place too. But things like right here and right here, they're all hard touch plastics. But when you get a low-end Audi, that's what you have to kind of expect. A little cost cutting on some of the plastics. Now, as far as driving impressions go of the vehicle, thanks to its compact dimensions and its great maneuverability, as well as equipped with the 2-liter 4-cylinder powertrain, it makes for a very nimble handling vehicle. It's actually very fun to drive. And it honestly feels like a BMW, in all honesty. Now, coming to these controls right here, this is all going to control your Audi's MMI interface, and it's actually a very low-end version of the interface. I would love to see a more higher-end version, but if you get a lower-end car of the brand, I guess you would get the lower-end version of the interface. But it's just not what I'm really used to. I wish they would just offer the higher-end version here. But like I said, all these controls right here control your interface right there. Your dual zone automatic climate control, your heated seats as well, and then you also do have your downhill assist, and then you have a little storage cubby right there as well, your rear window defroster button too. You're coming down here, you have your electronic parking brake, your cup holders, 12-volt power outlet right there. Then down here you have your center console, which is very small, and then you have your Audi MMI music, actually your Audi music interface input right there. But at least it's very high quality. It's just very, very small. Coming up here, you have your auto-dimming rearview mirror with the integrated compass. A panoramic sunroof as well, with the retractable sunshade. And then you also do have your interior illumination, LEDs. Very plush headliner, of course. Now, as far as visibility goes in this vehicle, the glass area all around the car is okay. It's not the best, but the seat pillar back there is pretty thick, as you can see, and there's not a whole lot of glass area all around. And if due to that sloping roofline and that massive seat pillar, it can create for pretty big blind spots. Now, coming to the controls here, pretty standard Audi stuff here. These controls are all going to control your center screen right there, and then these controls over here are all going to control your Audi's MMI interface. But as far as the design of the steering wheel goes, I like it a lot. Now, one thing I do have to note that I love about the cabin of the Q3 is that it's a very spacious cabin, and for such a small vehicle, you expect it to be very confining in here, but it's actually honestly pretty spacious inside of this vehicle, and I'm quite surprised. Now, as far as seating comfort goes in this vehicle, the comfort of the seats are superb. I have adequate thigh support, and the side bolstering of the seats are also pretty good too. They hold you in place as well, and the headrests are also pretty nice and plush too. Now let's get to the interface here. I think the main thing I really don't like about it, and you can really tell that it's a low-end version, is probably the rendering of it. The font is kind of crummy. It's kind of crammed in there, I have to say. But you do have navigation. Then you do have your telephone right here. But it's pretty easy to use once you get used to it. I'm really used to Audi's controls being right here, but instead the Q3's controls are located right there. You do have your AM, FM, of course. Everything is separated into 4 main corners. Then you have your car settings. Like your vehicle settings, you can change the interior lighting, the central locking, things of that nature. Then you have your driver assistance, servicing and checks. Then your different media options. You have your optical disc drive right here, Bluetooth streaming audio, AM, FM, and satellite radio, of course. Your bass, treble, and your subwoofer, your balance, your fader, and your DSP. But it's pretty standard stuff here. The only thing I don't like is the rendering of it. And it is a little on the small side. Now let's get to the gauge cluster here. I like these gauges, typical Audi stuff here. But like I said, your information screen in the center right there is all controlled by these buttons over here. Basically, you can go to your digital speed, your efficiency program, and then your onboard computer. Those are all your car functions. And then you have your fuel range right here, and then your trip odometer as well, and then your exterior temperature display too. Alrighty, and let's go ahead and shut down the Q3. Let's go ahead and see how the rear seat passenger space is, as well as the trunk and cargo capacity. Of course, build quality does follow through in the rear. Still very soft touch. It has that German solidity. Now sitting back here, of course it is a compact crossover, so it is a little on the tight side, but I do have the driver's seat to where my driving position would be. I'm about 5'11", and I have a decent amount of legroom back here. I'm actually, it's actually not too shabby, I have to say. You do have a 12-volt power outlet back here, and your power door lock switch is right there. And then you also do have a rear armrest with storage and your cup holders. But the seats themselves are actually pretty comfortable. They're actually pretty supportive. And you do have rear air vents back here as well, as you can see. And then you also do have the panoramic sunroof, like I said earlier, which definitely gives the cabin a much more airy feel. Cargo capacity back here isn't too bad, at least the rear seats do fold down. Then you also do have a cargo cover right here, too. And to fold the rear seats down, just pull this, and then they come right down like that. Simple as that. Full power passenger seat with power recline and power lumbar. Your glove box, nice and damped and very high quality. Alrighty. So the 2015 Audi Q3 is a late but formidable arrival to the growing compact luxury crossover SUV segment in the US. So remember that this is Cameron Birch from Cameron's Car Reviews.